Hello everyone! Today we are going to talk about Shakespeare and his life. Let's start. William Shakespeare was an English playwright, poet, and actor. He is widely regarded as the greatest writer in the English language and the world's greatest dramatist. Many people believe William Shakespeare is the best British writer of all time. His many works are about life, love, death, revenge, and mystery, while William Shakespeare's reputation is based primarily on his plays. He became famous first as a poet. Shakespeare's exact birth date remains unknown. He was baptized in Holy Trinity Church in Stratford-upon-Avon on April 26, his mother's third child, but the first to survive infancy. This has led scholars to conjecture that he was born on April 23rd, given the era's convention of baptizing newborns on their third day. During his lifetime, Shakespeare wrote 39 plays for theatre and over 150 poems. No one can say exact number because some of his work may have been lost over time. Shakespeare produced most of his known works between 1589 and 1613. His early plays were primarily comedies and histories and are regarded as some of the best works produced in these genres. He then wrote mainly tragedies until 1608, among them Hamlet, Romeo and Juliet, Othello, King Lear, and Macbeth, all considered to be among the finest works in the English language. In the last phase of his life, he wrote tragicomedies and collaborated with other playwrights. It is not known definitively when Shakespeare began writing, but contemporary allusions and records of performances show that several of his plays were on the London stage by 1592. Now let's look at some interesting facts about Shakespeare's life. Shakespeare married his wife Anne Hathaway when he was 18. She was 26 and 3 months pregnant with Shakespeare's child when they married. Their first child, Susanna, was born 6 months after the wedding. Shakespeare was an actor as well as writer. Few people realize that, apart from writing his numerous plays and sonnets, Shakespeare was also an actor who performed many of his plays, as well as those of other playwrights. There is evidence that he played the ghost in Hamlet and Adam in As You Like It. Shakespeare's Stratford home was called the New Place. Shakespeare's family home in Stratford-upon-Avon was called New Place. The house stood on the corner of Chapel Street and Chapel Lane and was the largest house in the town at that time. There is conspiracy that Shakespeare didn't write his plays. Some scholars have maintained that Shakespeare didn't write the plays attributed to him, with at least 50 writers having been suggested as a real author. However, the evidence for Shakespeare's having written the plays is very strong. Shakespeare introduced 3,000 words to the English language. Shakespeare has been credited by the Oxford English Dictionary with introducing almost 3,000 words to the English language. Estimation of his vocabulary range from 17,000 to reaching 90,000 words, at least double the number of words used by average conversationalist. Shakespeare died on his birthday. He died on 23rd April 1616 at the age of 52. He died within a month of signing his will, a document which he begins by describing himself as being in perfect health. No extant contemporary source explains how or why he died. Half a century later, John Ward, the Vicar of Stratford, wrote in his notebook, Shakespeare, Drayton, and Ben Jonson had a merry meeting, and it seems drank too hard. For Shakespeare, died of fevers they contracted. Not an impossible scenario, since Shakespeare knew Johnson and Drayton. William Shakespeare's burial at Holy Trinity Church in Stratford-upon-Avon is documented as happening on 25th April 1616. In keeping with tradition of the time, it's likely he would have been buried 2 days after his death, meaning Shakespeare likely died 23rd April, his 52nd birthday. Shakespeare penned a curse for his grave during an event to move his body from final resting place, though it was customary to dig up bones from previous graves to make room for others. The remains in Shakespeare's grave are still undisturbed. Now it's all for today. See you later.